Hello, hi, it's been a while, I gotta say. We are, I was not at the Wary, yet, but soon. I've been invited to the Wary. We're gonna figure out a day soon-ish. I'm just kind of waiting for, I'm waiting for Taka to get back to me, but he did reach out. But hi! I'm gonna keep this brief. Thanks for the $50 tip. I'm gonna cry. I really appreciate that. But welcome. Today we're talking horror with the lovely Shiki, Miss Shiki, the dog. No, I don't want to be mean to her. She's not here yet, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Say hello. I am home in my apartment. If you hear noise in the background, that's my fan. It's hot as hell here. This is not really the comeback stream. I kind of forgot that I had a collab until 2 days ago, and I was like, ah, fuck. So this is like a semi comeback stream, but I have an actual comeback stream planned. I also have a bunch of games and shit. I have a lot of stream plans. I'm really excited. But I'm gonna undeafen and grab Shiki. Hell yeah, let's go. Hello?
Hello.
Let me put you back on the screen real quick. Oh, you unpixelated!
Yay!
You're here and you're not a pixel. Let's go!
I'm so glad. Are you ready for me to move over to my talking screen?
Yeah, you're good. You're here. Chat's saying hi. Chat say hi. Chat says hi.
All right, there we go.
We're
here.
We're here. Hello.
We're here. Hello.
Yeah, I had to talk to them for just a moment because I told them I kind of forgot that this was the day oh, you're back to pixels. It's fine. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. But I was at a house for 3 weeks and I just got home last night, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot we had set this collab to be today. I thought it was later in the week, so I was like gonna have a big comeback. So this is my first time talking to chat properly in like a couple weeks, so I had to be like, oh hi, we'll talk about this later. Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
It's okay. Alright. Shall we do introductions for each other's streams?
Yeah! You wanna go first real quick? Also, shut up, chat.
Sure.
Chat just...
Sure. Let's see. Konbanwa everyone, I'm Shiki Miyoshino from Prison Project 3rd Generation. I am the occultic Inugami, and I'm super duper excited to talk about horror with Noor today!
Dog. We love our dog tuber. Puppy. I am Noor, your favorite 4-eyed demon doctor. Oh, is my toggles not working? Why are they not working? Hello? Oh, come on now. Oh, I accidentally hit the null mod. Okay, there we go. I'm Noor, your favorite 4-eyed demon doctor, soon to be your favorite 4-eyed eldritch abomination. I am an indie VTuber over on Twitch, Noor PhD. For those in Shiki's chat, for those in my chat, you know who I am. I totally don't stab my chat with needles. I won't stab. I'll put it away.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. It's my whole shtick. I'm a doctor. Look. I might be looking for blood samples from different species of animals and people, and so if you'd like to, you know, help me out, you're welcome to.
Oh, that's such a neat toggle though.
Yeah, I have a bunch of them. Oh jeez, hold on. Hold on. Cause I moved everything. All my like mouse toggles are goofed. Give me 1 second, cause we got a raid and I'd like to keep my. Oh, this is back to working. All right. Thank you for the raid. You're very sweet. Okay, we're good. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated.
You're fine. This is your first like stream in a while.
Yeah, it's my first like actual stream. Also, chat, should we, my chat, question for my chat, should we show Shiki the toggle? Like, the toggle? You know which one.
The toggle?
Should we show Shiki the toggle?
Toggle. I'm scared.
Alright, hold on. I have to open up a separate program for it. Just give me a
A
second.
separate program.
Cause I don't have one of the things I need for it isn't a keybind, but it's set to another thing. I use Mix It Up, by the way. I don't know if it works for YouTube.
Oh.
What it does is it'll trigger events like follows and stuff to different toggles, but you can set it for channel points as well.
Oh.
And you can set up like complicated multi-point toggle things. And I have let me do this. Sorry, I have to be cursed at all times.
It's okay. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, whoa.
It's
What
the
is that?
it's the Norb.
The Norb. Oh my god, she's Norbing.
Oh, no! Take that back! You take that back! You take that back! No. I'm gonna Norb all over those guys. I hate this. That was a meme. Literally, the second Morbius came out, my chat would not. I gave them a tax. In my chat, it's $5 if you want to say it's Norbin time.
It's Norbin time.
It's Norbin
And she
time.
Norbed.
I Norbed all over them. I hate it here. Oh.
Norbius.
Norbius sweep. Hashtag Norbius sweep. Okay. Have you seen Norbius, by the way? Question mark. Have you seen
No.
it? It's kind of a horror movie.
I guess.
We had a. Do you know Juniper?
Yeah.
Juniper and I had a very nice discussion about whether or not Morbius was a monster girl.
Really?
We think Michael Morbius is a monster girl, I think.
I see. Very interesting. Oh, Peanut, thank you so much for the raid.
Let's go!
Let's go. Let me do a big stretch.
Valid. Sorry, it's like all over the place, but welcome in. It's nice to have you. We've been mutuals for a while and we've talked here or there, but I think this is our first like proper collab outside of like getting randomly invited to stuff.
Yeah, 100%. It was like the crab game, and then it was Project Winter. Now it's our first one-on-one. Yay!
Yeah, I've been excited. Yeah, we were supposed to do this like a month ago. Yeah, we were supposed to do this like a month or two ago, but then the Project Winter collab happened, and then we were like, oh, we'll do this in July.
Yeah.
It happens.
I think the timing worked out well, though.
I think it did too. But yeah, also, honestly, so cause I saw you. So I was around when you debuted as Shiki. I was really excited because I really loved your design. I told you this earlier, but I also I saw that you were a big into horror fan, and I was like, ever since it's been like a secret mission of mine because we weren't even mutuals for like a long time.
Yeah.
But I was following
I thought
you.
We were.
Because I was like, we didn't. But anyways, I've been following you for pretty much since you were like debut, and I was like telling myself, I'm like, I need to be friends with Shiki. I was like, Shiki and I need to become friends because I need more horror fan friends.
It's true. It's so nice to talk about it with someone.
It's been so exciting because I see you've been doing like a lot of like movie nights for horror movies, and we've been doing that too, and that's really exciting. I love reaching out to other like horror fan content creators. Have you gotten into like ARGs or anything at all? Because I know that's like ARGs, like internet horror stuff.
Oh, do you mean like the Backrooms and like the
Yeah.
catalog?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm a bit into it.
Nice. We've gone through a bunch of those on our stream, and they're pretty interesting. I think I admire the amount of work that it takes to do something like that. I don't think I have the patience.
It's like the guy that makes all the backroom stuff, he's like 17. He's just like a 17-year-old kid that's like fooling around and like what is the program?
What are you doing, stepbrother?
What it's called. But he's so good.
Yeah, I used to be in contact with the people in charge of the Backrooms wiki.
Oh.
I haven't talked to them in a long time because they were like a Discord server and I just wasn't super like talkative there. Because I wanted to make. Do you play like D&D style games at all?
No.
Have you heard of Call of Cthulhu?
Yes, I have a lot of people that ask me to play it like constantly.
I run Call of Cthulhu stuff myself, but I've been working. I wanted to write a Backrooms module for Call of Cthulhu because it just fits that game style. It fits really well. Because I'm a big fan of it. I got into it like when it started, and I've been following it for a while. But I'm still kind of working on it. It's just a lot to write, but I kind of want. But I actually reached out to the wiki authors themselves because I wanted to. Because I mean, it is their project. I don't want to make my own derivative thing off of their project without permission.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got into the Discord and talked to them. They're all pretty cool people.
That's so neat.
And yeah, it's kind of like SDP where you're allowed to submit things to it, but also like for the main canons and stuff, they have specific people that you have to go through in order to get things approved to put on the board, and like to make edits and stuff, you have to go through. They also do. I don't know, this was a long time ago, this was like a year ago, but I know they used to do like entry contests basically where they'd give a theme and then they would have like on the subreddit people submit entries and they would pick some of those and put those into the actual wiki. It's really cool. It's a really good community. The subreddit's super active, at least last time I checked around.
Sounds so nice. Ooh.
Yeah. It's kind of like SC. It's basically become a secondary SCP type thing at this point. I find it super. Instead of entities, it's like places.
Yeah, it's crazy reading the Backrooms like wikis and stuff. Like, there's just so much content to read about.
And a lot of it is so creative. Like it's not just oh, and this place was scary, or oh, it has an entity in it that'll just kill you if it sees you. It's actually pretty like. It's pretty well written and really interesting.
Yeah, the only entity that I'm like super familiar with is like, I think his name is Mr. Kitty. Like the one like hello, like the child's like girl's room, and you have to present a cute item to him or something like that. It was a cute read.
The only one that I'm super familiar with is the party goers, because those are really interesting. Those like the party room stuff is terrifying and I hate it. They're scary. Don't like but yeah. I think I haven't actually looked into the backroom stuff in quite a while. I've also seen a lot of those like backrooms games come up a lot on Steam and I've been so tempted, but I know they're gonna be bad.
There's one I keep seeing like VTubers play. I think it's Backrooms 1989. Is that?
Yeah, I think it's 1989 or something like that. I've seen that one going around. That one I wanted to check out, but it feels. So I think the problem is
short.
Yeah, my problem is, so I have a bit of a problem with Backrooms games as like a concept, because the concept of the Backrooms, at least. Like, the first layer's whole thing is that there's no entities there, and it's technically safe. Yeah. You're just in an endless area.
Yeah.
But all of the Backrooms games, like, that's not very interesting premise for a game, so they have to put monsters in it, and it kind of ruins a lot of the liminality of the area if you have things chasing you.
It's not, like, very accurate to the actual, like...
Yeah. But I also get it, because if they made it accurate to the Backrooms, it'd be kind of boring.
Yeah, for sure. Ugh.
I think it's an interesting.
I also hear it's only 30 or 40 minutes long, like playtime. Like it's a very short game, from what I understand.
It's like Finger Bones, because we did that on like the subathon, and I thought that was gonna be longer. It was only like a 45-minute experience. If you know what that. Have you played Iron Lung?
I have not.
They just released a lore update. Apparently, I saw Markiplier posted a video, and I haven't watched it because I want to play it.
Yeah.
But I think
I've heard little bits and pieces.
Very good. It's like a 4 or 5 hour experience. I don't know what they added, but I think but yeah, Finger Bones is by that developer. Iron Lung's pretty good. It's just all atmospheric horror, which I find is interesting. Actually, I really like atmospheric horrors because like that's so hard to write and to get done and to do well, I guess, if that makes sense. Because it feels like Because you could have things that jump scare you, and that's inherently scary. But like, I like the idea of there's nothing directly attacking you, and yet you're terrified.
Yeah, atmosphere is really, really good, especially if it's like well done. I like feeling like chills down my spine. Well, I like situations where you get chased, but like also just constantly feeling like there's something watching you, or like feeling like something is off, but you don't quite know what, is really, really nice.
Yeah, my favorite feeling in like a horror game is when it's not gonna hurt you, but you know there's something happening behind you.
Oh god.
And you're like, you have to turn around. I think it was summer of '58 we were playing. I was playing with Evan. And that game is so terrifying. And it's like, the few bits that really scared me, nothing was out to necessarily get me. It was just, I would move into a room and a bunch of noise would be made behind me, and it would be very clear that I had to turn around and go see what just happened. But you just get like paralyzed. You're like, I can't, I don't want to turn around. I don't want to know. If that game was in VR, I don't think I could play it.
Oh god.
It would be so scary. I want to get VR just to play the VR FNAF game, because I've been told it's really good for a VR game.
Oh man, if I had VR, I'd want to play Alien Isolation in VR, like with the mic on and everything. I think that'd be so fun.
I still haven't even played Alien Isolation. We're doing that soon. Fun. It was a So, because a friend of the channel has been bothering me to play it, I had a sub goal that was like letting chat pick like a horror game for us to play, and that they immediately were like, yeah, we're playing Alien. You're playing Alien Isolation. So I still have to do that.
Yes,
I'm not
please.
excited.
It's so good. It's my favorite game.
I have a massive like fear of space, so it's gonna freak me out so hard.
I see.
Oh, I'm so not excited. But it'll be good. So sorry, I've been meaning to come in here with more like concrete like leads to go on to like talk, but brain. But so what got you into horror? I guess is a good question, because I know people's reasonings for being into horror is always really interesting to me.
So when my parents divorced, I was like very
That
very
is
young.
a bombshell. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. They were divorcing, and I was like between the two of them at the time while they were separating. My dad like constantly had like the TV on, and I feel like he watched scary things to like, you know, calm his own like IRL anxiety, and so sometimes there would just be scary movies on the TV. And then he got remarried, and my stepmom, she had an older child, and he had a tape of The Evil Dead, and he brought it over to the house when I was like 5 or 6. I was way too young, but I was so taken aback by like the effects of the movie. Even though, you know, for the 80s, that was like really impressive, and considering their budget too, I was like, whoa, whoa. And I thought that was, I don't know. I thought it was so cool to be scared. And
That's
so
cool.
Then I found out there was the Sci-Fi Channel on TV, and I watched that every Saturday. Every Saturday
And have
Sunday,
horror
I had
movies.
the Sci-Fi Channel on. Yeah, because they had constant horror movies running every weekend, and sometimes they'd have like Annie Mondays on Sci-Fi, and they'd have like the horror anime that you wouldn't usually see.
Yeah.
And so I got really, really into it, and that's how I got into horror.
That's actually really interesting. So a lot of mine was also thank you. My big one was so actually, because I had kind of the opposite experience as a kid, because I've always like I grew up kind of sheltered, so that put me in the position of being really scared of everything. And I'm still a wimp. Chad has learned from horror games. I'm a big baby, but
Yeah.
as a kid, in the middle of the night, I think I came downstairs and my mom was watching. So I got really scared by 2 movies, and both of them are joke horror movies, which is the worst part. It's Mars Attacks and Idle Hands. Both scared the shit out of me as like a 7-year-old. And so I actually I was like they both released like the because if you've seen High Idle Hands, old movie, so it's not really spoilers. But I came into the room during the scene where the person like had their fucking hand in the microwave, and I will never forget that moment for as long as I live.
I see.
I will never, and I don't know why it was so scary to me. I was like 6 or 7, and I like swore off all like scary stuff for a really long time. Actually, I didn't get into horror anything until I was like 18. And that is because I found Saw, the Saw series, super fascinating. I have seen, I spent a weekend, I watched every single Saw movie back to back. I've seen every one except for Spiral, I haven't seen yet, because I
haven't seen Spiral either.
Movie night, we watched Spiral.
Let's watch Spiral.
Let's watch Spiral, let's go. But yeah, I didn't get into horror, and it was literally just because, like, I feel like Saw is honestly, if you're okay with gore, is actually a pretty decent starting point in my opinion. Yeah, it's tame. It's gory, but it's not necessarily scary.
Yeah.
And that was my jumping off point. I got really into Saw because I used to like lay in my bed because I used to be military, and just like on my time off I'd watch YouTube. For some reason I just like I had no real access to watch the Saw movies, so I would just like watch all the traps on YouTube. And that got me kind of into horror, like that, and then Lovecraft style stuff I've always been into, because I find because cosmic horror doesn't necessarily scare me, I just find it interesting.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you like Color Out of Space?
I do.
I love Color
Have
Out
you
of
seen
Space.
have you seen what is it called? I always forget the name. Is it called The Void? Is it The Void? The one with the hospital. The one with the hospital. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
It sounds familiar. It sounds very.
It's another very good Eldritch movie. I think it's called The Void.
I love Eldritch horror.
Yeah, it is. It's from 2016. It's a really good recent horror movie. I definitely recommend. Colors Out of Space, really good. But yeah, so my jumping off point into horror was things that aren't necessarily that scary, and then I got really into horror movies, and I watched just like everything I could get my hands on.
Yeah.
And then it's like now as an adult, I'm just a massive horror fan. Like
Same.
I love horror. I've been playing more horror games. It's the only thing I really find interesting. I love doing deep dives, and I love also like real life style horror. Like I'm not like a true crime buff per se. I don't know a whole lot, but if I see it, somebody talking about an interesting case, I'll get into it.
Yeah, oh my god. There's true crime playing in my house all the time. My mom falls asleep to true crime docs. Every night she falls asleep to true crime docs.
Yeah, I don't necessarily watch a lot of documentaries, but I watch a lot of like YouTubers. Like I like Nexpo. I like Lazy Masquerade. He's pretty good. And then yeah, I also I don't know. See, because everybody has their different facets of horror, you know, that they really enjoy. I don't know why, but I like the gross. I really love body horror. I really love gore.
Too.
Oh yes, we're gonna get it. I love gore. I love because people are like, oh, it's a gore porn, and I'm like, shut up. I like it.
It's good. It's just really, I don't know. There's something about it. It's really impressive when they can make it look real. And it feels like a win. And like kills that are really interesting and well done and gory are just so satisfying.
Slashers are so fun. You know? Slashers are so fun. I love slasher movies. Also, question, what is your favorite horror film? Because mine is like a definitive, I've got an answer for this.
Mine is The Descent. I love The
Descent.
Good
movie. The second, what's your thoughts on the second one?
Oh my god, the second
the second one sucks.
It really
sucks.
bad.
It sucks. Why did
so bad.
I didn't need a second one. The first one is so good.
What about you?
The Thing is my favorite horror movie.
Hey!
I recently rewatched it with a friend of mine who hadn't seen it in years, and we recently watched it, and it's like, oh, it's so good. It still holds up so well. Like, yes, some of the effects are like very clearly like effects, but who cares? It's so good.
Yeah, I only in the recent years watched The Thing for the first time. I think it was like 2 years ago that I watched it for the first time, and I was really blown away. And you know, usually when you watch like older horror movies in like modern day, you aren't as easily impressed because of the like new filming equipment and effects and stuff. But The Thing is so well done, and it's aged like fine wine.
It's aged. Also, chat, Fuzzy, you have the best, most exquisite taste I've ever seen, because their top 3 favorites are The Thing, The Void, and The Ritual, which are 3 of my favorites. The Ritual is so good! I'm gonna say something a little off beat here. I may have become a Coomer after seeing The Ritual.
No, I did it!
Us! It was so cool. I was like, this is an interesting psychological horror. And then I saw, I'm not going to spoil it, watch The Ritual, wonderful movie. I saw, and I was like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever seen. It's so cool.
Yo, I'm a monster fucker, 100%.
Us?
I did a hot monster tier list when I first started, actually.
Amazing. I've never done that, but it sounds like a fun stream idea. I might steal it. So many horror movies have "the" in the title. I know, right?
Oh my god, they're so good.
Oh, but yeah, they're so good. The Ritual's so good. I recommend everybody watches it. It's on Netflix. It's Chef's Kiss.
Really
it's a really good example of like modern horror, I think.
Yeah. Oh my god. Have you ever seen Man vs? It's just called Man vs.
No, I haven't.
It's a survival. It's about this guy that has a survival TV show, kind of like Man vs. Wild or whatever. And it's just called Man vs. And he's filming for one of his episodes or whatever, and he like completely cuts off communication with like his family and stuff because he's filming his show. But shit starts going weird, and the movie is so interesting.
Have you ever seen this sounds like a Grave Encounter style, and I love Grave Encounters, so like I'm interested.
Grave Encounters.
Also,
it's
I gotta watch this. That's on my list immediately because I love those style of movies. Also, chat said Jason versus Freddy ?
I'm like, I actually rewatched that very recently. I watched it with a friend because it's such like I don't know. It's a very much a product of its time, but Freddy vs. Jason is like such a fun movie because it's nostalgic,
I agree with that. I think it's just fun.
It's so fun. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what were you gonna say? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're fine. Man vs. is really interesting up until the very end. It is the most disappointing like thing to me because it started out so interesting and like fun, and then it's disappointment.
Chat knows I have a movie like that. Don't Breathe. The first 2/3 of Don't Breathe are some of the best horror I've seen recently, and then the last third is terrible. And I'm like,
The turkey baster!
The turkey baster! The turkey baster scene is so horrible. Everything past that is terrible. The movie's like 20 minutes longer than it fucking has any right to be, too. Because it'll be like, oh, is he gonna get her? No, she gets away. Oh, no, but is he gonna get her? Shut up. Stop it.
It's so... I watched it in theaters with like a big group of friends, and when he brought out that turkey baster, my friends were losing it. That room was full of people, but all of us were losing it.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was told when I oh, you're dying a little bit.
Dying?
144p Shiki.
Uh-oh. I think my internet is dipping just a little bit.
Yeah, because you're also...
My stream died very...
Your stream died? Oh, no!
It's okay. It's coming back, I think.
Okay. Yeah, you're coming back a little bit for me, too. Also, chat says Pandorum is another one like that. I've never seen it, so I can't vouch that, but it's one of those that is...
Sounds familiar.
I despise the fact Pandorum became a monster flicked over its psychological space for it. Oh, yeah, that happens sometimes. Yeah, Shiki died. She's coming back. I mean, you are... Wait. I'm trying to remember what you are. My brain is like... You're yokai-esque, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a yokai.
So it's okay if she comes back. It's fine. I was trying to make a joke about you dying and coming back and how that's just your thing.
Hello.
Because my chat said you died, and I'm like, she does that. She comes back. It's fine.
I come back. I die constantly.
Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, everybody here coming from that one Nux video, I'm so sorry. I was in a Nux video a little bit ago, and it just exposed all my weird tweets. So people come in from that, I'm like,
oh
no.
my god.
Yeah.
No.
I was on the first one of that. But I watched Don't Breathe because I saw 127 Hours is really good. But I watched Don't Breathe and I was so excited because I was like, oh, it was so good. It's very rare that a movie makes me like sit there and like quiet. I was like, nobody's allowed to make noise. Like, everybody shut up. And then the turkey baster scene, and I was like, because I was warned, they said it's a good movie for like the first like half, and then it gets really bad really quickly. And I said, what do you mean? And they're like, you'll know. Yeah. You'll know. When you get there, you'll know. I agreed. Thank you for the sub chat. You're very nice. See, I also think there's like, also, I've said this a few times, but I definitely maintain that there's a I was looking at like a bunch of lists of the top horror films of all time. I've looked over a bunch of them. One of them always puts Jaws really high, and I find that very interesting because I can't help but agree with Jaws being considered one of the best movies. Not because it's genuinely good, because it's fine. Like, even by then standards, it was fine. But can you name another thing that has made more people afraid of something? That movie ruined an entire generation and generations to come on how people are scared of sharks now.
Yeah.
I can't say that that's not one of the best with the fact that it made... Yeah, so many people didn't know, they probably were scared from the fact that it's like, oh, there's a spooky shark in the water. But, like, I think Jaws kind of solidified that as, like, a massive, like, fear. And so I'm like, yeah, if anybody puts Jaws in their top 10, I can't necessarily disagree with that, because while I don't think it's a wonderful movie, I think the impact it had on, like, the world is good enough for it to be called that, you know?
I'm trying to get my stream to come back.
It's okay, take your time. Anaconda to agree, yeah. Also, you're good?
Yeah, let's see. Confirm and go live. Maybe it'll work this time. Oh, maybe it's back now. Okay.
How is YouTube streaming, by the way? I've only
in general?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot better than Twitch in general. I think that, I don't know, it feels easier to use.
That's fair. I felt that because I've looked around YouTube a little bit, and it seems like overall like a bit of an easier process than Twitch stuff. I like Twitch for the community aspect of it, but like I also find YouTube streaming to be interesting.
Oh yeah, I think it's much easier to build an audience on Twitch. But I noticed so many like Twitch streamers moving over to YouTube because of like the newer benefits to it.
What I kind of have seen is like a thing is like people will get like their community base on Twitch and then they'll move it over to YouTube because YouTube's kind of a better platform. It's also because like YouTube isn't pushing streaming as hard, but YouTube is pushing streaming, and so there's more discoverability potential than in Twitch streaming, in my opinion. However, I do know that there's like less people watching streams on YouTube, so it's just kind of back and forth, I guess. Also, yeah, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It's the only Christmas movie I'll watch. Don't call me the
I don't think YouTube will let me go live. My Wi-Fi isn't dead, but for some reason my stream will not go live. It just says no data, even though my Wi-Fi is still going. So I think I'll have to just end the stream completely and send everyone over to your stream. Can you link it to me and I'll link it to my chat?
Yeah, sorry, I was just staring at my chat and threatening them. Let me grab you my stream. I'll just type it out, it'll be easier.
them over.
Everything gravy. Okay, also, chat says, I need both of your opinions on Sharknado. Which one? First one? I'll give it a minute because Shiki's setting stuff up. I'm here all day.
I just had to end my stream completely, and I linked them your channel, so yeah. There we go.
Let me make sure my thing is not... Okay, cool. Followers only is off, so everybody can just come in and vibe. Welcome, viewers. Yes, your viewership feeds me, Shiki.
Let me tweet it as well.
Yeah, you guys get to see the 144p Shiki on my side. I should get a pants grab emote. I think that would be funny.
Pants grab. And let me...
We have come for your stream. Oh no, it's a takeover. Dog takeover.
Noog. Alright. There we go. Alright, should be good. Alright. There we go.
Okay, Shiki's chat slowly flowing in. Oh my god, she is in 144p! And it's not anything that she's doing wrong. What is this strange place? Where am I? Welcome, everybody. I'm Noor. As said earlier, I'm your favorite four-eyed demon doctor, soon to be your favorite four-eyed eldritch abomination. My running joke is that What happened?
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Oh, I have to say this so Shiki can hear it, huh? What are you doing, stepbrother?
No!
It's a redeem!
I hate that! Why would you make that a redeem?
I made it because, okay, so are you friends with Evan? Evan?
Wait, oh,
or do you know him?
But
I was just saying, do you know him? So Evan's a pretty decent friend of mine. He, at one point on my stream, made a joke because he was like, because there's a copy pasta redeem thing that I have because there's just a random copy pasta I have memorized. And I was reading that, and then Evan said, "Hey, wait, can you do the what are you doing, and I did, and he's like, "Why do you do a good impression of that?" And he just like pressured me into making it a redeem.
No.
Bad, I know. Also, chat said, by the way, where are we? Are you our favorite waifu friend? Yes. I'll be chats. Well, I don't know. Also, I was gonna make a joke about the Eldritch thing, but it's a bit difficult to think of one. Oh yeah, my redeems are all silly. I'll just talk with them while you set stuff up. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I'll pull up Go for it. What?
I had to end stream completely. It just wouldn't load, so I just sent everyone over to you. I think I'm good.
Gotcha. I was just showing them the rebrand design.
Ooh.
Also, is we all the step bro? I guess you're all the step bro. This is a weird. I didn't think that hard into it. Now the horror stream is not canceled. We're gonna still be chatting. We're gonna get back into it.
Yeah.
I decided to rebrand Eldritch both because that is more. So like, I used to, back before I was like even a streamer, back in old Discords, all of my friends would always give me like roles, special roles in the server that would call me like a cosmic entity or like an eldritch horror, because of just like the things I say. And I've always found that to be funny, and so it's really fun going back to my roots and being an eldritch horror VTuber. Yeah.
We love to see it.
Where were we? I think Shiki was talking about her favorite horror movie. We were both talking about, favorites.
Yeah. We were also talking about Don't Breathe. I think it died when you were talking about Don't Breathe.
Okay, yeah, we were talking about Don't Breathe and how I said that it's one of the better horror experiences for the first, like, hour, and then it becomes one of the worst, like, after that.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that I really like Don't Breathe is the same reason I like Hush. Have you seen Hush?
Yes, I really enjoyed Hush.
Hush was really good, and I like both of those. It's the same reason I like The Thing. The premise is not necessarily always that, or because there is like a bad, but the horror, a lot of the horror to me in movies like that is the premise being like, hey, this is a situation you never thought of. Isn't it fucked up? Whereas, like, oh, they're in Antarctica. Wouldn't it be fucked up if something happened when you were stuck in Antarctica? Yeah. And that's alone. That alone is scary. Like, the idea of something, even anything bad happening, is scary.
Yeah.
Or
like, things you wouldn't normally think about happening are, like, terrifying.
Hey, imagine being deaf and have somebody invade your house. Oh my god. Like, I don't even need to watch it to know that that's fun. Like, that upsets me as a concept. So seeing it as a movie is, like, really scary.
It is really scary. What's another example of that?
127 Hours, I agree. That one makes that one scary as well. I do think Don't Breathe falls into that a little bit too. You're trapped in a house with a blind man who is really good at listening. Oh, fuck that. Yeah, or The Descent. The Descent is a really good one for that. Imagine if you were just going cave diving and bad things happened. Don't like it.
Girls trip.
Girls trip gone wrong. When is our girls trip into unknown caves? Shiki.
Let's go ghost hunting.
Let's go ghost hunting in real life, not clickbait. My dad used to go ghost hunting.
Not clickbait. There are so many people from where I'm from that like go ghost hunting because there's just so many apparent haunted locations around where I was born, and like you just always hear about like kids going ghost hunting, or like on Halloween they'll go out and like go through abandoned buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah. My dad used to have friends, and they would go out and do ghost hunting stuff. Like, he'd come home and he'd show me pictures of, like, orbs and stuff on the screen, because they had, like, special equipment even and everything. It was really cool. Like, a long time ago. Like, back when I was, like, a kid. Because there's a lot of that stuff, because I'm from Michigan, and there's a lot of stuff, like, that sort of stuff there. Which one is worse in a horror movie, being deaf or blind? That's hard. I think maybe being deaf.
Yeah, I feel like in like scary situations, I feel like you need your hearing more than your sight, maybe.
Hell, half the time you're in dark spaces anyways.
Yeah. you're already useless. Take away your like your ability to hear, and it's like, well, I'll just die then.
I will say, I will share with you one of my favorite recent stories, because it's like a real life thing that's very funny to me. Because you know how you watch like a horror movie and you see somebody like stupid and you're like, oh, they're so stupid. Like, no one would ever do that in real life. One of those is always being like, oh, why would you move into a house that's haunted? Like, you're stupid.
Yeah.
I live in a house where a guy died. And I just wasn't paying attention when they were explaining that to me when I leased this apartment. I'm literally that. So I can't touch horror movie people anymore, because I literally moved into, because I was wondering, because they had to wait, that would give me like 2 months before I could move in, because they had to do renovations and they had to like change out the carpet and everything. And apparently they had said it because I was with my roommate at the time negotiating this place, and apparently they had said that, but I wasn't paying attention. The last person who lived here passed away.
Yeah.
And like in the apartment too. And I'm like, oh. So then, like, literally as we were moving in, like, my roommate had mentioned, that's why they had to get new carpet. Some guy died because I had somebody help us move in, and, like, she was telling them, and I said, wait, a guy died? And she just looked at me, and she's like, Did you like, they made that very clear with you to make sure you still wanted this place. And I guess I just
hear my mom coughing.
No worries, I can't. It's fun. But
Okay.
yes, who do you think it is? Indeed, capitalism is scary. I just think that's really. I just am like, I've decided that I can no longer judge dumb decisions in horror movies. I'm basically just lucky I'm not in a horror movie.
It happens.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah. Is that the Shiki? No, fake Shiki. Yes.
Ooh. Have you ever had like a haunted situation, like something like scary, like supernatural happen?
I had a Furby as a kid, and those are pretty supernatural. I think those are pretty. Otherwise, not really. What about you? Have you any like I've had like real life. I've had a very real life scary situation happen to me, but it wasn't paranormal.
I have one. I have no idea what to think of it, but my dad's house has always just given off like bad vibes, I guess. And I remember it was just me and a relative of my stepmother's at the house at the time, and he had just had a baby. And so it's a 2-story house. There's downstairs and upstairs, and it was just me, him, and the baby. And I think I was like an early teen at this time, and what happened was basically he was like, hey, can you go feed the dogs? And the baby was downstairs in her, like, what is it called?
Like the crib or whatever?
Yeah, the crib. She was in the crib. And my room was upstairs, like all the way up some tall stairs. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go feed the dogs. And I was out there for maybe like a minute or two, and we just hear a big bonk on the floor from upstairs, and then crying, the baby crying. We have she was on the floor in my room, like she had fallen off my bed or something. We have no idea how she got up there, because at that time, you know, she couldn't really walk. She could barely even like crawl. So we have no idea how she got up the stairs in that like very short amount of time, and just fell from God knows what.
That's insane. That would be really. I find paranormal stories to be so interesting because so many of them involve kids specifically.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because like that's always like the thing is like, or like ghosts or whatever tend towards like susceptible minds. So seeing it always around children is always scary. Yeah. I had more of like a thriller movie thing happen to me once.
Oh.
I've told this story once or twice on stream. I was what is the word? I guess not chased, but definitely followed home by I was up north, so there's not a huge population, and so like a person being behind you on the road for a long period of time is like not something that normally would strike suspicion. There's like one fucking highway. We're up north.
Yeah.
So my cousin and I and his girlfriend, we were in the next town over we were just fucking around. It was like 2 a.m. We were coming home to my grandparents' house, and there was this like truck tailing us. And like, again, it's not weird for them to like be behind us, but they were kind of close to us. And again, it's up north. If you want to pass somebody, just pass somebody. It doesn't matter. And this was like an hour because the town was like 2 hours away. And so we started getting a little bit like suspicious because he would like kind of be. It definitely felt like he was like following, but like we could have just been overreacting, right? So we decided to do, because that's the way to test if you're being followed is to just start turning off onto streets to see if they just come with you. We did that, but up north there's not a lot of places to do that. We went into what we thought was like a neighborhood, so we turned off onto this random like dirt road, and he followed us. And we had to like hightail it down this dirt road because he was like speeding up to keep up with us. It was terrifying. And we kind of lost him. Like, we knew he was still following us, but we pulled into the suburbs. The problem is, those, like, you know how a lot of, like, neighborhoods and stuff will have, like, only one street and they'll just have, like, a circle?
Oh yeah, like a cul-de-sac.
It was one of those.
Mm.
We had nowhere to go.
Oh god.
So what we ended up doing was, honestly, we just pulled into one of the random neighbors, like fully into their driveway, and just shut the car off and, like, laid down. And we saw him come into the cul-de-sac, like, sit at the front, like, at the top of the cul-de-sac for a bit, and then like, slowly, like, in a patrol fucking fashion, take, like, a circle around and leave. It was the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh my god.
And then we left, and we were there for, like, we just waited for, like, 45 minutes. We were like, we're just gonna wait here. It was... Well, if it was a police officer we were speeding. We were up north. They would have just pulled us over.
It's true. They would have turned their lights on and pulled you over. They wouldn't have just, like, followed you.
They wouldn't have followed us into a neighborhood. Like, I think that's a little sus. But yeah.
If they're gonna be stalking, they're just gonna be on the side of the road. I don't think they're gonna be following you, unless you are speeding and they have their lights on. Otherwise, I don't think it was a police officer.
Yeah, we were all like 15, 16 at the time too. We were kids, so it was really fucking scary. Like, we didn't have, like, anything to defend ourselves, so we just got very lucky that nothing happened. Granted, we were in a neighborhood, and I'm sure if anything really happened, it would have been enough of a commotion. And I feel like that's probably what ended up happening, making them leave. I don't know. This is a good couple years ago, but it's still, like, the scariest experience I've ever had happen to me, because I'm like, this could have gone south. Because there's a lot, because it's always in remote, up north fucking locations that people get killed.
Oh my god, that reminded me. So I remember a couple of summers ago, I stayed with Val for a while, and we drove up to Michigan, actually. To go
cool.
to a zoo. we drove up to Michigan to see our friend there, and we went to the zoo with them. And then driving on our way back, we got lost in this, like, it looked like Outlast 2. Like, we were in the middle of nowhere. Our GPS stopped working. We had no service on our cell phones. We just had to keep driving, and there were so many. It looks like, I know that Area 51 is, like, in the desert, but if Area 51 were, like,
not in the desert,
an area with it was, like, in the grass or, like, in a forest. This was Area 51. Like, it was like there were so many fences that were like, no entry allowed, no trespassing, like, everywhere. And it was like ghost towns. Like, they were all these empty old age buildings with, like, boards up on all the walls. There's, like, a church, an old, like, country store, and just all these very old buildings that were all boarded up. It was complete ghost towns for, like, an hour. We thought we were going to die.
That's terrifying. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, were you driving through Ohio?
I don't think so. We were driving, where were we? We were, like, we were driving, like, from Lansing all the way to the bottom.
I know where you
all the
were.
way to the bottom
Yeah. Michigan just looks like that.
It's scary.
Yeah, Michigan's kind of a scary place when you're outside of any of the major cities.
God.
Because
I thought we were gonna die.
I thought you were driving through Ohio, because Ohio also just looks like that, because I've driven through Ohio enough. When a dog and a whale almost die. Oh yeah, because they were asking if it was, like, Bow the Whale Bow.
Oh yeah, so. It was Bow. Yeah. It was so crazy. And then when we got to, like, what is it called? The toll? The toll bridge, you know? We were so happy to see people in civilization. We were, like, we were shaking, holding our hands and handing the, like, change off to the lady so we could pass.
Also, what was it? Haven't you tormented Bow enough?
Hey, she was driving.
I still have my framed Bow tweet, by the way, chat. I love Bow. Because back before it, because I've only ever spoken about a very small handful of times, but when she first, like, ever really interacted with me, because I was, like, kind of a starstruck kind of thing, she called me cute once, and I jokingly said, oh, I'm gonna frame this, and then Sayu, like, got on my, he's like, okay, so frame it then. And he's like, this is your new assignment, and he fucking made me, and I went and I actually printed it out. I still have it in a frame. It's just Bao calling me cute.
Aww.
If you had to live in another era, which one would that be? I don't know. I'm chilling now. My health sucks, and so like I don't think I'd survive in any other era. I need this advanced health care.
I just want to be in the 80s for a little bit.
What's in the 80s?
The clothes.
Just dress like you're from the 80s then. Who cares? 80s fashion's coming back.
I guess also like I know that America has never truly been safe, but it felt safer. Like back then, you know, you didn't have to lock your doors or anything like that. Like, you know, you could bike to anywhere, and like it was just like seeing your friends and like hanging out, getting milkshakes or whatever. I know it's romanticized and like Stranger Things and
but
other
still.
films, but like I've
still never seen Stranger Things. I know I'd like it. It's one of those shows that I know I would like. I just haven't gotten around to watching it.
It's so good. It's so good. It's one of my comfort shows.
I know I need to watch it.
It's like, there's something about like kids in the 80s beating evil that is so nice
cute.
to me. It's like It Chapter 1 or Fear
Yeah, It
Street.
Chapter 1 is so good. Also, I have like see, all my comfort shows are like weird. My comfort show is House.
I haven't seen House in so long.
I'm on season 5 of my rewatch of House that I've been doing for the past like little bit. But yeah, it's my comfort show for some fucking reason. I love this show.
I see. It's been a
That
while.
is fair. Chat did say hitchhiking died in the in the US for a reason.
It's true. It's true.
That's fair. You're fair. That's fair and valid. I find the hitcher. What was I gonna say? Sorry, my brain is like all over the place, I guess.
You're fine.
I find like seeing things that happened in the past to be so interesting. The 1980s, Hulk Hogan, Ronald Reagan, and drugs. That's kind of fair.
Jesus.
A lot of drugs. The 70s and 80s both had a lot of drugs. They were just different drugs.
I guess I like hearing about the 80s because like my parents met in the 80s and they got like married in the 80s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I always hear like positive things related to the 80s.
I think I do too, because my mom talks about it. I've picked up a hitchhiker once in my life, and she was a very strange old woman. She was like in her 50s, and she only needed to go like 2 miles. So it was my mom's decision. I was with my mom, and so we just were like, okay, get in the back seat, and we drove her, and she just was very strange. And that's made me realize you don't pick up hitchhikers. She was a very weird lady.
You don't pick up hitchhikers.
I did once. My mom was just too nice to say no to this like older woman that was carrying. It was literally she went to the store to get groceries, and she was carrying her groceries home, but they were like too heavy for her because she was older. So we just offered to help her get home. I know they might be violent murderers, but that's a chance I'm willing to take. Again, it was my mom's idea, not mine. I said we probably shouldn't, but she doesn't stop her. And I mean, I'm still here.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
What is your favorite A24 horror film?
I don't remember every single movie that A24 has done, because they've done most of my favorite horror films. A24 movies. It's like Blumhouse. Blumhouse has so many good ones too. Oh, actually probably The Lighthouse. What? Oh, I accidentally deafened myself. Whoops.
Yeah, I was like, did you mean to?
Yeah, because it's my 4 button. My 4 button deafens myself, so when I looked up A24, it deafened me.
I see.
I don't want to get political, but chocolate is pretty good. I don't know if that's political.
That doesn't sound very political.
Wait, is Saw A24? No, it's not. Is it? Who did Saw? I was gonna say my my favorite is probably The Lighthouse.
Ah.
What about you?
I'm kind of basic, so I'll say Hereditary.
That's fair. No, it's a fine. No, it is really good. Hereditary or The Vivitch is also a really good answer. That's that's more popular. I actually really didn't like The Vivitch the first time I watched it, but that's because I'm very illiterate to anything religious because I grew up in a very non-religious household. So I'm very illiterate to religion, and because it's so religious of a film, I was just like, I don't know what's happening. But then after doing a little bit of research on it, I got it more, and I actually really enjoyed it when I sat and rewatched.
Yeah. Oh my god. Going back to like Hereditary, I was like really, really blown away by it. I felt like it was really innovative for its time, and then like, and then Midsommar came out, and I was like, oh yay, Ari Aster. And then after both those movies came out, I was like, wow, I love Ari Aster. I should look up his Wikipedia. And I was like, oh, he did a thesis film for her graduate school, and it was called The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. And have you ever seen it?
I have not.
It was the first like thing that he ever publicly put out, and it was like in 2011, and I don't even know how to describe the film without like a trigger warning. Like,
okay. Dad and son being really close is what Chad said. Oh no.
And it's not what you think, dad and son being really close. It's like a dynamic that it's like you think that it's one way, but it's actually the other way.
Oh, Chad, okay, I understand.
And it's like 30 minutes long, and it's just really uncomfortable, like really, really uncomfortable. It was the first thing he ever put out in the public. I want to see inside that man's mind. I want to see what Ari Aster thinks about.
Yeah, Ari Aster, what? Sir? Oh, here's a question. What is like your, what's your favorite recent horror movie, as in the past 2 years?
Recent? That's a good question.
Because there've been a few really good horror movies to come out recently. I haven't watched much from this year. I thought The Host, I think it's called, or Hosts? Can't remember.
Oh, Host was really, really good.
Host was just Unfriended, but what if you actually made it a good movie?
Maybe.
I don't even remember what's come out recently, to be fair.
I'm trying to remember, because I feel like there's been quite a few that I really, really liked.
Anything released after 2018, yeah, that works. Anything released after 2018.
I really like The Invisible Man. I know that's more of like an action thriller than a horror, but I really, really enjoyed The Invisible Man.
I can't get behind the new Invisible Man, but that's mostly just because like it just feels like weird domestic abuse, and I hate it. But I understand why people like it. I haven't seen Antlers. Is it good?
I haven't. I hear it's kind of bad, and it's not respectful.
Oh, see, that's a problem that a lot of stuff runs into.
Yeah, it's because of the W word thing, and like apparently the movie itself is about like generational trauma, like a family's like trauma and stuff like that.
Oh, it's Parasite was like, yeah, I think Parasite counts in that. I'd probably say Parasite then, because that movie was stellar. Also, so I actually I used to be a Korean translator for a living. Back when I was doing other things, not streaming, I was a Korean translator, so I know a lot about the culture. And Parasite is such an Parasite's really good. But if you know anything at all about Korean culture, Parasite is even better because it's so Korean in like the issues it's talking about are very cultural to Korea, like parasitic, like relationships and families and stuff. That's very much a thing. And I find it's a very fascinating movie, and it is definitely one of those movies that a lot of Americans didn't get, and it made me very sad because it's so good. Because the other thing is, one of the things I really like about horror films is horror is defined differently in different places. By that I mean like conventions in different countries for horror are very different, and I think that's cool. Like Korean horror always has an aspect of comedy to it. Like all of the good Korean horror films, except for like Train to Busan, are all funny.
Oh my god, Train to Busan makes me cry so hard.
That made me cry, but like all the other Korean horror films that I know are just funny as well as being like horror. And there's certain topics that are picked up a lot in certain places. I know yokai and stuff are really popular in Japanese horror films. And then in America, there's like America's had a big interest in drama horrors recently, and then there's like the French extremism movement, which I don't want to think about. I love gore. Even I'm a little bit like that's a little bit of a lot, France.
I have a question.
Yes.
Have you ever seen Gonjam Asylum?
I don't think I have.
It's a Korean horror film it's like Grave Encounters. It's very much set up. It's like this team of YouTubers that go out to Gonjam Asylum, which is a real place, and they film a live stream inside this haunted hospital. Gonjam Asylum is actually one of the most haunted places in the world, and it's like one of those movies. It was really, really good. It's a found footage film.
I will have to watch that one. Have you seen One Cut of the Dead?
Yes, I love.
Yes, somebody else has seen it. I can't talk about it because you have to watch it. I can't give anything. It's all spoilers.
You can't give it away. You have to see it yourself. One Cut of the Dead is so good.
It's a Japanese horror film, and it's low budget in the literal best way possible.
It's so good.
I very much recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking into good, and it was really interesting because looking into it, I love when websites stay true to the whatever the movie is. If they don't, because like every time I was trying to look into it, I would get no spoilers. No one would give me spoilers.
Yeah.
They'd be like, nope, you don't. You just get to watch it. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And I thought I wasn't gonna like it. No, I love that movie. It's great.
So good. It's so good. Oh my god. I think I saw it 2 years ago. It was really,
I think
really
that's
good.
around when I saw it as well.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, I really like a lot of psychological stuff. I find that to be super interesting. Stuff like Cube. Cube is really good. See, that was really funny because I was watching it with the Discord a while ago, and that was one of those movies that the whole time I had to be like, bear with me, chat. No, this movie's really good. Bear with me.
Have you ever seen The Platform?
Yeah, that one's
I love
really
The
good.
Platform.
The ending, I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get the ending of The Platform, but I still think it was really good. That's how I felt about Oh, I watched the original Spanish version of Rec recently.
The original Rec is so good.
It's very good. It's very good. It's a little racist, but otherwise it's really good.
It is kind of, yeah.
I liked it. Wasn't expecting it out of that, but I was like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
I need to take a picture of my cat because she's being very cute.
Aw.
She's currently, because I have a bunch of shelves next to my desk, and she's currently like in the back of like my shelf, just like sleeping.
Aw. I'm trying to think of.
Have you seen The Circle?
Movies. I have seen The Circle.
Circle is interesting. It's just Danganronpa.
I think I recently watched The Circle.
For those who don't know, Danganronpa is really interesting in that it is all... not Danganronpa, The Circle. Sorry, my brain. Danganronpa is also interesting, but I'm not talking about Danganronpa. The Circle is pretty good. It's basically a bunch of people in a room, and they have to, every like 2 or 3 minutes, they have to choose somebody to kill. The best horror movies from my country are moreover House of Orphans and Death Academy, which are really just terrible. Oh, that sucks. What's the one I was just thinking of that I forgot that lost me? That's almost like Danganronpa. Look. Oh, I was talking about, do you watch like, well, you do watch Stranger Things, but do you watch a bunch of like horror shows?
Yes. Whenever I can, I love The Haunting of Hill House. I definitely watch The Haunting of Bly Manor, and I really like Midnight Mass.
I haven't seen Midnight Mass, but Haunting of Hill House is so good. I was actually gonna ask you if you've seen it. If you haven't, I cried. That show just made me cry. But so the Haunting of Hill House made me cry. The Haunting of Bly Manor made me inconsolable.
I was inconsolable when I watched Midnight Mass.
I haven't seen Midnight
Mass. It has the same director and
that guy is that anthology series is so good.
He's making a new one called The Midnight Club that's coming out I think this year, but Midnight Mass, it like I know you said that like religious stuff doesn't really like hit you, but like I was like blown away by Midnight Mass. There's like not really spoiler, but there's like this whole, I guess like, and like metaphor, or not metaphor, but like just this deep discussion about loss and like losing a baby, and I like lost it. I was destroyed. I couldn't process for 3 days.
How far did you make it into Bly Manor?
I watched it all the way through actually, but like I couldn't get into it.
That's fair. I think the thing that got me into Bly Manor was just like no spoilers because it's the biggest spoiler so I can't give it, but what happened to my actual favorite character? Wonderful Woman. I am so sad. I weeped. That is actually, I think it's episode 5 is like, so that is the best episode of that show, and I just think it's really, I think that episode kind of makes the show, in my opinion. I can't tell chat what happens because I don't want to spoil it because it's so good, but also, did you know that one episode of Hill House is only done in 2 takes?
Really?
The one episode, the funeral episode, is 2 long takes. Or 3. That whole, so the whole first, you know how the whole first half of it, because this is not really spoilers, you know how the whole first half of the episode is everyone kind of arguing and walking around and things happening at that's all one long take.
Wow. That's really impressive.
Yeah, and then I think there are more takes when they go into like the other sections of the episode, but like that whole funeral scene is 1 take and it's like 20-30 minutes long. No worries, have a good tea. But yeah, I found that really interesting, and he does a lot of that. He actually uses, if you didn't know, you know how so Chad, if you've never seen Hill House or Bly Manor, you're not going to know what I'm talking about, but you know how there are those shots that where everything is in focus?
Yeah.
He actually uses a special lens setup for that. He has like a 2 lens like setup to make it specifically for the purpose, because you know how chat in like a movie there's always the foreground and then there's background elements, and it's really important to distinguish the 2. Well, I mean, it's called The Haunting of Bly Manor, Haunting of Hill House, so you can guess that there's probably ghosts. So in order to keep up the tension and the idea of something being there... Sorry, there's a bit thing. How do people scream for so long in horror? Is it like singing water and vocal stretches? Pretty much. I know somebody who used to do like scream stuff in movies. Apparently it's kind of hard to be like a scream queen.
Yeah.
But But anyways, they do this thing where they use like a double lens setup on set to make it so the entire everything in the scene is at focus at once, and it's really disorienting after a while because it's like your eye, because when the scene focuses on like one, if the focus is on the person, you're gonna keep looking at them. It's specifically done, and it's done in the way where like most of the time there's nothing there, but you're always on edge. You're like, why is the background in focus? Why is the background in focus right now? Something's gonna happen in the background, and it's purposefully made to make you do that.
And sometimes, if you look really carefully, you will see something, but it's
in the
never
background.
acknowledged. It's never acknowledged,
Yup.
but you see it, and
You
it
have
makes
to be
you
paying
anxious that something's
attention.
gonna happen.
It's so scary. But yeah, get some rest. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, and it's like it's very well shot. It's real. Both series are super well acted. I haven't seen Midnight Mass, so I can't vouch for that. But you said it's good, and I just trust this director. He's done a lot of really good stuff.
Oh my god, I rewatched Midnight Mass like 3 times in a row.
I have not seen 13 Ghosts.
I've seen 13 Ghosts. That's a fun nostalgic movie. I feel like.
Why is my cat just? She looks so grumpy. I didn't even mess with her. She's just like sitting up now, and she's just like glaring off into the distance.
Yo, Lake Mungo. Lake Mungo.
Lake Mungo is spooky in the best way. I love like mockumentary style films.
It's spooky and sad. Like I was like sad.
It's
at the
just
end of it.
sad.
I was really sad.
I don't know what that says about me, but most of my favorite horror stuff is just sad.
I love despair. I like feeling like I have no hope left in my body.
Okay, so you're okay, Junko Enoshima.
Oh, yo, the best way to feel like hopeless, watch The Mist. Like,
Oh god, the ending of The Mist is the worst experience ever.
the book doesn't even end like that.
No, it doesn't. It's just the movie. No, the movie, and Stephen King really likes that. Stephen King actually enjoyed the ending. He didn't write it. He liked it. Yeah, he loved that. Yeah, he loved the ending. I hate it. Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah, it does. I think it counts as a horror. I've also learned something recently because I had not seen most of Guillermo del Toro's work. It's all sad. It's all sad. All of it.
Sad.
It's all depressing. It's all horribly sad. Which one was it or The Orphanage? Is one of the saddest movies I've ever seen. I cried for like 20 minutes. After that movie ended, I was like, this is the worst. Why is it so sad?
It is really sad.
But I've learned Guillermo del Toro's work is all just depressing, and I'm like, oh, cool, very nice.
He's like directing like the new Pinocchio movie that's coming on Netflix.
So it's gonna
too.
be sad. Cool.
Oh, so it's gonna be sad.
What do you think is like a pretty underrated horror? Anything. It could be like a game or like a show or a movie. Ask this for chat too. What do you find it to be like super underrated? I personally think The Ritual is one of those actually.
Yeah, The Ritual is really, really underrated. Like, you'll hear, like, a group of people that are really into it, but, like, I don't hear people talking about it enough.
Mm-hmm.
What's another one? I don't know. I really like this one French horror thriller called High Tension.
Oh, I've heard of it.
And it's, like, I really, really liked it. And it has, like, you know, like a big plot twist in the film. But
So say you said it was French and you immediately made me nervous. French horror makes me nervous.
High Tension is like, I don't know, I really, really enjoyed it. I don't hear people talking about it enough.
Don't have a list of horror movies, I just watch the bad ones. See, I have such a hard time with bad horror movies because like there's a difference between so bad it's good and just bad, and so many people say, oh, it's so bad it's good, but most of the time it's just bad. There's not that many, honestly, good, bad horror movies.
Speaking of, how do you feel about the movie Old?
I haven't seen it, so I can't give
I
an
hate
opinion.
it.
Alright.
I hate it. I hate it so much that the day that I watched it, I had a stream where I read the plot synopsis and just angrily talked about it.
Read us the plot synopsis, because I don't know very much about it.
So I'll give a brief thing. Basically, family who is going through marital problems goes to a beach resort, and they're led by their tour guide to this isolated little beach with a bunch of other tourists, and every 30 minutes they age. They start aging.
What?
And yeah.
Wait, I've heard about this! I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's terrible!
Yeah, it's really, really bad. The M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, no, I know which one. Now I know what you're talking about. Sorry, I was like, you had to give me the premise. I'm like, no, I know what you're talking about. I've heard that it's awful.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I hate it. And when I saw it got on HBO Max, I was so mad because I had to see it every time I go to the home screen of HBO Max.
I watched it's on HBO Max. What is it called? It's about the one where her husband committed suicide. That's the premise.
Wait.
It came out very recently.
Is it Men?
No. Hold on.
No, it was just in theaters, so I don't think it would be on HBO Max.
Yeah. Hold on. HBO Max. I can just check HBO Max because I don't watch much on it, so I can just check what I recently watched. Night House. Was it Night House? Hold on. Yeah, Night House. Yes, it was. The Night House was actually pretty interesting.
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard people talk about it.
Oh, Antlers and I haven't seen Malignant yet, but I didn't realize that was on HBO Max.
It's a fun movie.
I've heard it's fun. I've heard fun things about it.
I think it's the term for it is a giallo film.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's also, what's the other one? I'm gonna look it up. That I want to watch that just came out. I think it's called is it The Empty Man? Is that the one that just came out?
I think that came out last year.
Last year still. I know it was recent. I want to watch this. I just keep seeing it around, and the person that I watch movies with just hasn't wanted to watch it because it's kind of long. But I want to watch it so bad.
I really like The Empty Man. I saw it with a friend.
It's mad underrated. It seems really cool. It just seems. I'm interested. I'd like to watch it. I'll watch it at some point. It's on HBO. Let's go. I'm gonna watch that. I'm watching that after this stream.
It's really, really good. I had chills and I got existential.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. It's a bit existential.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Basket Case trilogy? No, I have not.
Basket Case trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds familiar. Oh wow, they're the 80s films ones.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I also, by the way, I have a pretty good profile of horror movies in my background. I have not seen most other movies. I'm very media illiterate.
Yeah, I basically only watch horror movies or children's movies. Children's movies and horror movies.
I didn't really watch movies until I was 18, 19, and I watched horror movies sometimes. It was literally just the pandemic started, and then I went on a big fucking horror binge, and I watched a billion movies, all of the really good ones.
Yeah.
I've been very slow to watch any. I actually just watched Independence Day for the first time 2 days ago. A friend of mine was like, "You haven't seen what? You haven't seen Independence Day?" And he made me watch it.
People get on me all the time because I've never seen Ghostbusters.
But who do you call?
I don't know. The police?
The police! Fair. If there's something strange in my neighborhood, I'm calling the fucking police. I don't know what to tell you. Also, chat says the basket case, it focuses on a complicated relationship of twins. Which opinions on the various different kinds of horror and scary media, cosmic horror, jump scares. That's interesting. Yeah, I think horror is obviously very subjective, and different things make different people scared.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't like a lot of paranormal horror. I like it, but it doesn't scare me. Like ghost stories and stuff, like Paranormal Activity didn't scare me. And I'm actually like, in video games, I'm super easy to jump scare. In horror movies, I'm very hard to jump scare because they're all so... There's rarely a good jump scare these days because they're all so choreographed. Yeah, I think it's fast. Also, I think my favorite thing about cosmic horror is how often it's like, oh, it's so scary. It's the scariest thing I've ever seen. Elaborate? No. Okay, cool. Can you tell me about it? No. Oh, okay. And that's cosmic horror. It made me go mad. It made my eyeballs want to exit my skull, and I felt like my brain was gonna explode. Can you tell me what it looked like? No.
Nope.
Oh. I know it's more I can't. I know it's more I can't. But it's just funny. It's funny, especially in written form, because it's like, you could have kind of described it to us, and the author's like, no.
No.
But also, what was I gonna say? I think cosmic or existential horror, like Event Horizon, is a really good cosmic, like existential.
Oh yeah.
That one's really good. I can never watch it again because I'm terrified of space, and I watched it once and it was really scary to me because I'm very scared of space just in general. So I'm like, I can't watch that one again, but it's really good, like cosmic stuff, because cosmic doesn't necessarily need to be a monster, have monsters. There's a lot of things, but I find it very interesting.
So, if space, like, freaks you out pretty bad, have you ever seen Life?
I have not.
It's kind of similar to Alien, like, it's like one of those movies where, like, people are out in space and they're, like, scientists or they're, like, astronauts or whatever, and they find the first evidence of extraterrestrial life on Mars, and they, like, take a sample and shit goes wrong.
Gotcha. So also scared of space is like, you should watch that. What about the ISS blowing up and the astronaut just floating there? No. I know what you're talking about. No. I'm good. Yeah. I'm actually not really scared of deep ocean stuff. I do find it interesting. I find it more interesting than scary to me. Life is pretty decent. Calvin did nothing wrong is what chat said.
Yeah, so true. I'm trying to... I don't know exactly what, like, genre to name this, and it's not really that good of a movie, to be honest, but I saw Sinister 2 in theaters, and I couldn't sleep, like, the nut.
So Sinister and Sinister 2, I don't know if I saw the second one, but the first Sinister is one of those things where if you've ever seen an ARG in your life, it's not a scary movie. I think Sinister 2 follows that a bit too. Because it's like, if you're into true crime and or have any interest in ARGs, then the Sinister movies aren't very scary because they're very similar to those.
Yeah.
Where, like, found footage, like, oh, there's, like, a random murder being committed. And it's like, oh, yeah, I've been on the internet. I've seen that.
I've been on the internet.
Whenever, like, anything related to snuff films whatsoever, I'm like, yeah, no, I've been on the internet for long enough. That doesn't even faze me at this point.
Oh my god, speaking of, you know, like, all those, like, old, not old, but, like pre-2020, like, internet challenges where you, like, have to watch, like, gross stuff, like 50 challenges and stuff like that. Have you, oh my god, I'm gonna type it to you. I don't want to say it on stream.
Okay. I want to do a Reddit 50-50, but, like, that's such a scary stream idea.
I typed it. I did this in 2017. I like stayed up all night doing this, and I heavily regretted it because the very last video was an actual like murder being filmed, and it was very brutal.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I've seen some awful things on the internet, unfortunately. It's just that
I also have.
I've told Chad about some of the things I found, and Chad is always like, why are you continuing to speak? Please don't talk about this.
Oh my god. I used to also, I was just like a really, I don't know.
We both like gore and like body horror.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to be drawn to the worst parts of the internet on accident.
I have a very morbid curiosity.
Same.
And so like, I'm going to admit, I like heard that you could find fucked up things on /B, and like,
immediately you went there.
I went there and it was awful.
Yeah, no, I do that. Yeah, yup. Anytime someone says, "Hey, this is a really awful thing. Don't look it up," as it's already in the search. I'm already clicking enter.
Curiosity.
I'm the worst. I'm not as bad on the curiosity front as I used to be, because I used to have this as a stance. I maintained this stance for a long time where I'd be like, yeah, I'd get shot. Just because, what does that feel like? I don't know. Thank you for the gift sub, by the way. But it was like a thought. It was like my curiosity was so strong. Like, what does that feel like? I don't know what that feel like. Yeah, I'd let somebody shoot like my hand just to know what being shot felt like. So I'm horribly curious. But yeah.
I just like, you'd hear about things going around and like.
I need to know. I need to know what they're talking about.
I don't need to see this, and honestly, it would probably upset me. But I'm gonna look at it anyway because I'm curious.
Yeah. When one man one jar went around, or one guy one jar went around, and I've been told, I was told what it was, but I was like, I need to see it, and then I saw it, and I was like, yes, man-made horrors beyond my comprehension. I think the worst. Chat's gonna hate me for bringing this back into their consciousness. I one time saw, and I can find this again because I have it, like, I know how to look it up because I used to, for shock, send it to my friends. Not unprompted. I'd basically say, hey, you want to see something really fucked up? And if they go, I'm like, it's actually really fucked up. And if they're really curious, like I am, I'd send it to them. And it's just a video of this guy, and I found this on Facebook, and it got deleted, but I found it re-uploaded to some site. And it was a guy pulling, like, an entire, like, the entire headphone cord out of, out of unspeakable places.
I see.
And I'm just like, no, it's I think that's arguably worse than Two Girls, One Cup. But it's like, I've seen stuff like that. And it's just like, so then when I watch Sinister, and it's just, it's obviously a kid getting his head rolled over with a lawnmower, my brain is like, oh yeah, no, that's fine.
That's fine.
Out of what? Where in the, yeah, you don't want to know where, chat. You don't want to know where.
Ugh.
But yeah, so it's like that sort of stuff. Well, thanks guys for the follows. Thank you guys for the subs. Sorry, I'm very bad. Whenever I do collabs, I'm super bad at like keeping up with chat events. But thank you guys. It's appreciated.
God, I'm trying to remember other morbid curiosity things. Oh, like when you look up like horror movie icebergs and you see the very bottom iceberg, and it's just like the most. I've been putting off watching is it called Slaughter Vomit Dolls? I've been putting off watching that for the longest time, but I've been so curious to watch
Shiki, we're gonna do a movie night soon of just like the really awful shit that we've been meaning to watch.
Okay, we'll go through the whole iceberg.
Let's go. We can't do this in a Discord. We can't do this
we can't do this elsewhere.
We can't do this in our servers, but we can do a movie night.
We can do it.
They're extremely bad, and the creators are scumbag. I can't do this. No, I can't do this as a Discord movie night. It's probably Discord TOS, but we'll hang out. We'll hang out and watch some movie. I thought you were gonna say Salo. And I was gonna be like, yeah, I haven't seen that one.
I've seen it.
I haven't seen it. I've not seen Salo, and I've been oh, how bad is it? How bad is it?
It's really disturbing, and I did it on a dare. I was like visiting my childhood friend for a sleepover, and I was like, hey, I found a bunch of movies that are terrible. Do you want to watch them? So we watched that, and we watched Dogtooth.
Oh, Dogtooth sucks! Dogtooth sucks!
And we watched this movie called Dead Girl, where it's like a necrophilia kind of movie. And oh god, what else? We watched like a lot.
How did I miss them? Oh well. Tusk is actually a good movie.
Oh my god.
Tusk is like fucked up, but it's actually kind of good.
It's fun. I think Bao hates that movie. Like if you bring it up, she'll like squirm. She hates it so much.
Tusk is a funny fucked up. Yeah, I agree. It's funny and fucked up. Let's see. What's like. I don't remember the things I've seen, honestly, because my memory is, like, really, really poor. But, like, I've seen... I'm pretty certain Shiki and Noor read the short story. Oh, Guts is the worst one! I think about it. I thought about that. Dude, there are very few things that have just never left my conscience after I've consumed the media. Have you read the short story, Guts?
I don't think I have, but it sounds very familiar. I feel like...
Oh, yeah! Okay, it's the one about the guy and his pool.
Sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't think I've actually read.
Okay, yeah, that has stuck with me for years because that just like I hated it. I fucking hate it. It's not even that like I think it's because I don't know if it's real or not. I think it's just a story, but it feels real.
I see.
But yeah, I've read that like twice, and it just stuck with me over the years because it was one of those that really got to me for some reason. Like, and it's funny because it's nowhere near the things like the blowfly stuff, like all of that. If you are aware, it's not like that level of bad, but it's like it just I don't know. It hit me in a weird way. Oh, it's written by the same person who wrote Fight Club. Okay, so it's not real. It's just very. Okay, so it's not real. Yeah, for a long time I wasn't sure if it was real or not, and it just fucked with me. Wait.
How do you feel about Martyrs?
I find them interesting.
I think it was a really good movie. Did you know that the French dub of Martyrs, well, the English dub of Martyrs, the original Martyrs, it was done from an anime dubbing studio, so you hear like Sasuke Uchiha getting like shot in the beginning.
Sorry, I had to deal with someone in chat. What did you say?
Oh, the Martyrs dub, like the original French movie, it was dubbed in English by an anime dubbing studio.
Oh.
So, you'll, in the beginning, you'll just hear Sasuke Uchiha getting shot.
That's actually hilarious. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, I've only seen it. I haven't seen the dub. I didn't know there was a dubbed version that you could find.
Yeah, there's a dub. It's not good, but it's interesting to listen to because they're all like anime dub actors.
Yeah, I've never, no, you're fine, chat. You're good. Sorry. Thing happened. It's all good. Said I missed out on the dub, but I'm not watching that movie. That movie wasn't even that bad.
I'm looking at like the most disturbing movies list on IMDb.
Yeah. Oh wait, is there? Oh, see, you know. By the way, so I've got a take, and I think this is just an understanding, I guess. In I guess I know. If I'm talking to somebody about disturbing things, and they even bring up a Serbian film as being something particularly disturbing, I just kind of know that I'm like, we are not on the same page.
We are not on the same page.
Because that movie is like kind of fucked up, but it's so. What is it? It's so kind of outlandish in its being fucked up that it's like nothing. Like, it doesn't faze me.
I don't... Like, I always see people on Twitter be like, oh, recommend me fucked up horror movies, and they always, like, put a Serbian film, and I'm like, you are so basic.
It's a basic, and it's not even a good movie.
You're so basic. It's not good. I mean... Sure, contents are disturbing, but I feel like...
We were talking about Salo. I haven't watched it yet. She has. I have yet to see it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
If you say Salo's fucked up, fair. You're right. Like, that's one of those that I'm like, no, you're right. That's fair. If you put that super high on your list of fucked up movies, fair.
Let's see. There's this film called Regurgitated Sacrifice that I keep hearing about.
I've heard of that. I've heard of it.
I think it's in the same vein. It's by the same director as Slaughtered Vomit Dolls.
Yeah.
It's like, people are like, the shock factor is like 10 out of 10, but like the film itself is like
so many of those,
out of 100.
So many of those are just like, oh, let's do the most fucked up thing possible. I like when movies are at least have like a message, like, or something interesting. Like, that's why I think Salo is like particularly fucked up, because it is disturbing, but it's not just, at least from what I remember hearing about it, it's not just disturbing for the simple sake of being disturbing.
It's like,
it has a message.
It's related to like history, I think.
Yeah,
because like, you know, these adults are doing this because if I remember correctly, they're all like adults that are in power and they failed in the war or something like that, and so like they know they're all gonna die, so they take on all these like child.
That's what. Yeah. And it's awful, but it's like it's like there's things that, But yeah, I think it's really funny that we've gotten into this. We've gotten into this conversation. I want to watch Be My Cat. I've never heard of that.
Never heard of that either.
There's a lot of so many extreme movies. Yeah, a lot of the more extreme ones I haven't seen, mostly because a lot of them are hard to get a hold of.
Whoa, fake skip that.
That's hilarious. You just hung out with fucking Yondev and watched Salo with Yondev. That's a story I would just tell people.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious. Oh, how long did you want to go for by the way? Mission.
I think I actually have to leave in a little bit.
Good. Yeah, we can go at like the 2-hour mark if you'd like.
Sure.
Then I can, and then chat after Shiki heads out. I'll probably talk for a little bit because there's a lot to update on, I guess. Hi, hold on. Shoot, we have a visitor. Come here. We have a visitor. Hello. It's Beef. My cat's name is Beef.
Beef?
Mm-hmm. She's decided suddenly that it is time to get into my lap and cause problems. Hello, honey. She's not meowing as much as she usually does, but she messes up my tracking because she gets all up in my face.
I see.
Because she doesn't just come like lay in my lap. She like stands with her paws up on my shoulder and then just gets all up in my face. If you ever want to get together to watch movies,
yes,
there's a bunch of horror movies, and the person that I've been watching a lot of movies with recently has kind of fallen off of horror a little bit, so I need a new horror movie buddy.
Yes. Oh my god. And one of the girls from my company, Noor, she's kind of a scaredy cat, but like she likes watching horror movies with me.
We'll drag her in. We're mutuals. I don't know if I've ever spoken to her, but I know we're mutuals.
She's very
I'll
sweet.
make it. Hold on. Oh wait, I can't make us a group chat. We should make a group chat and just drag her and be like, we're watching these now.
Heck yeah.
Hi, kitty. Why are you screaming? But yeah. I'm glad we had a bunch to talk about, because wonder who that is? Don't worry about it. Rune, shut up. Shut up, Rune. Shut up. But I'm excited to go like the Eldritch Horror route, because I plan to do like. Why are you yelling? Oh goodness, hold on. I haven't been home in like 2 weeks, so like especially today, she's been very clingy.
Yeah. She's cute.
Yeah, she's very cute. You're being a bit of a menace, though, hon. What are you doing? But I want to. It's really funny when I decided that I was going Eldritch Horror. People kept like coming and asking like, "Oh, are you not going to be a horror VTuber anymore?" I'm like, I honestly think being Eldritch is a bit more scary than just being a demon.
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, Sorry, I'm dealing.
You're fine.
How's like your day been? I haven't asked.
My day has been good. I'm so glad that my dog is finally feeling better since he's been sick for a few weeks.
That's
and
good.
I got a lot done today, which makes me happy.
Heck yeah. I have done nothing today. I've been playing. I don't know if you're an otome game enjoyer. But that's what I've been doing for the past like 2 weeks, and that's what I spent most of my day doing.
I see. I've never really gotten too much into otome games, but I remember in 2015 when I was really lonely, I downloaded this app called Sleepy Time Boyfriend.
I don't know that one. Okay, I will say 90%. I'm playing one currently that's more a murder mystery than like an otome. It's more interesting, but also I like it because it's like not realistic people, if that makes sense. I just love to see how people write other people, like, for romance purposes. Like, in this one I'm playing, one of the characters is just an asshole, and you'd think they'd be going for the tsundere type. No, he never gets nicer, and I'm like, why would you date him?
I see.
And it's like, that's why I like them, because I like playing along and being like, this is not worth it. It's like it's just trashy in like the perfect way. It's like
yeah.
kind of like shitty slasher films. It's like trashy just in like the perfect way.
Yeah, I get ya.
Cause I don't go into a slasher expecting it to be great.
Speaking of, have you seen the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that came out this year?
There's a new one. I didn't even know this existed.
There's a new one and it's
Is it
really
bad?
bad.
Wait, is the new Scream any good?
It was fun. I had fun watching it.
I think that's the point of Scream.
Yeah, I had fun watching it.
I was gonna say, because it feels like a lot of people who do, a lot of, like, the remakes of old horror content lately have just been so miss.
Yeah.
It's like people forget what made them scary in the first place, and, like, because what it should be is some horror becomes outdated over time because people's sentiments change, and they should update horror. Like, I think Invisible Man, while it's not my favorite horror movie, I think it does a good job of updating itself to current times.
Yeah.
And I think that's what or Scream, like, it's fun. It's what it's supposed to, that's what Scream is. It's a fun horror movie.
Yeah.
I don't think Shiki is a dog, not a cat, but cool.
I'm a dog. But, I know that the, like, latest Halloween movies haven't been great, but I did really enjoy Halloween Kills, and they're making a sequel to Halloween Kills this October, I think.
Oh, that'll probably be decent then.
It's pretty okay. I got a little emotional watching Halloween Kills. It's kind of just sad. Like, you just think about, like, the loss going on, and it's like, wow, I'm depressed.
Yeah. Also, yeah, it says, I don't think that most horror producers care about the lore of their franchises. Oh, no, definitely not. That's why The Conjuring happened the way that it did.
Oh my god.
I like the first, I out of that entire series, I like the first Conjuring movie.
I like the first, and I think the second has some good elements. And I got emotional during the guitar playing scene, but like the visual effects fucking suck in The Conjuring 2. Like, and the third one was, they had an interesting premise. They took an interesting case, and then they went off the rails and added some kind of fucking like demon.
That's just the Conjuring series.
Yeah. And The Devil Made Me Do It, like, it was an interesting, like, case to go over since, you know, the Warrens were called in for that.
Insidious also fucked that up, too. First two Insidious movies are decent. Anything past the first two Insidious movies sucks.
Oh my god. I actually, like, did a whole Insidious movie, like, binge a couple years ago, and I was just stunned at how bad it progressively got.
That's how I felt about the Saw series. In my opinion...
No, you're right.
In my opinion, the most watchable Saw films are 1, 2, and 6.
I think I like the third one quite a bit.
The third one's... Oh, okay, so I have this from the perspective of somebody who watched every single one back to back. And my opinion is the first one is good, probably the best. And honestly, the second one is fine. But because, like, so Saw 3 is debatable. I didn't personally like it very much, but I fucking hated Saw 4, and Saw 5 also sucks. Saw 4 and Saw 5 both fucking suck. And so, and I also, at the time, because Saw 3 is just, like, dry to me, I guess, in comparison. I don't know. I didn't really like Saw 3, but it's understandable if you do, it's whatever. But in my opinion, honestly, my take is I'm like, oh, if you've seen a lot of Saw films, you're going to say 2 is the best because it's just so much better than the rest of them. But, like, in comparison to other regular movies, Saw 2 even isn't great. Like, none of the Saw movies are fantastic.
They're not. I thought the first one was kind of boring. I thought that it was, like, innovative for its time. But I think, objectively speaking, I think the second movie is the best movie. I think that I just like the third more because of nostalgia, probably.
Yeah. And Saw 6 is actually really good. 6 is the one with all of the office workers. That one's really good. One, because it has one overlying theme through it, and the IRL or the non-trap stuff is less boring in that one than a lot of the other movies. And also, I think 6 is where they just really, really decided that they didn't care and they're just making a fun... They gave up on it being serious at that point.
Yeah.
And so it's just a fun... It's got good tension in it. I do like some of the traps that they put in 6. Like, I just think 6 is, like, actually good. And again, it could also be that I watched 6 right after I watched 4 and 5, which made me want to die a little bit on the inside. So maybe I'm just tainted by that. Jigsaw sucks. And I've heard Spiral is not that much better, so I haven't seen it yet. I've heard not great things about Spiral, which makes me sad because I wanted it to be interesting. But, like, it's kind of a sunk cost fallacy. Again, I sat and spent a weekend watching every Saw movie. I also spent, like, a few weekends later, I sat and watched every Final Destination film as well. Those movies are fun. Those are actually pretty fun movies. I had to drive by a logging truck recently, and I was like, fuck. Like, I can't see one of those anymore. I'll never be able to see one again because I watched the second, because I watched...
Oh my god, I've recently been rewatching all the Final Destination films, so I completely understand.
Yeah, if you see Final Destination 2, you can never see those trucks again.
You can never drive behind one of those, ever.
Yeah, also the last Final Destination is surprisingly good. I agree with you, actually. I think the whole series as a whole is pretty solid because, again, it knows it's not serious.
Yeah, they are all super duper fun films to watch. They're not good, but they're super duper fun to watch.
They're fun. I think they're all fun, and I think they hold up well. Again, I think that's one of the reasons Saw kind of falls. after a couple of movies is because like the first
because
two.
it takes itself too seriously.
The first two taking themselves seriously is fine because they're actually pretty decent to be serious. But after the second movie, look, they have the same plot twist every movie for 8 movies in a row. I'm fucking like, you cannot say you're serious because the plot twist doesn't even make sense at a point. Because if you watch them all back to back, you get to see the entire plot thread, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And that's the song build, but it's fun. It's a fun experience. I don't wish it upon anybody else. I've been considering redoing it so that I can make a video out of it.
Oh, I see.
I've been considering at some point sitting down because this was a couple of years ago, so I don't remember everything that happens.
It could be fun.
Maybe I'll get different people for each movie to watch with me. Well, I'll just be sitting there stuck.
That would be really fun.
Maybe I'll set that up sometime.
I think it's about time that I have to go.
It is the 2-hour mark, so thank you, Miss Shiki, for stopping by.
Thank you, Noor. I really appreciate it. I had tons of fun.
Yeah. Also, you'll have to grab Non, and we'll have to start a group chat for horror movies. It'll
yes, we will.
Yes.
All right.
Have a good rest of your week. Let me plug you again real quick to my chat so that they know where to find you. Of course.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah. I'm gonna head out of the call, but thank you for stopping by.
Alright, thank you so much. It was tons of fun.
Yep. Alright. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Hello, chat. It's just you and me. I just wanted to talk a little bit because I'm gonna head out soon myself. That was fun. Shiki is so nice. This is my first time actually properly collabing with her because like we've been mutuals for a while. We just have been both been fucking busy. But shoot, I was gonna say sometime this week I'm gonna put together like the proper like I'm gonna do a comeback stream to say like hi to everybody, like properly talk about my time being gone, talk about some of the stuff that I've come across recently. I have decided on a bunch of games we're gonna play here soon. I kind of want to play the Faith. I want to play the Faith chapters. I want to play through. I want to do more Minecraft's fucking horror maps because those are so fun, actually. Thank you for the raid. All right, Nami, thank you for the raid. You actually came at like the worst time because we're probably gonna raid out soon ourselves. But thank you for stopping by. But thank you for the 8-month resub. Hi. I love that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to make up for my lack of streams throughout most of the month. So you guys, I guess, have that to look forward to. I'm checking something. But yeah, I have a lot of content planned for the near future. We're gonna be a little bit. I want to do some true crime stuff. I was talking about this today. Sorry, my wind just got randomly knocked out of my sails by her leaving. Her leaving, and my brain just went like, oh yes, we know think now. But brain cells terminated as always, as they do. But I'm not gonna do like a subathon or anything like that because I don't think it's even remotely worth doing something like that. But I am probably gonna do a little bit longer than usual comeback stream with some horror stuff, with some cool content, and with probably some friends. And we'll figure that out. I know I owe you guys Alien Isolation. I was supposed to do it last week, and then some stuff happened, and then I was supposed to do it this week, but I don't know if I'll have any time. Quality content. I don't think we're gonna be doing Scuffcast this week because I'm pretty certain Woohoo Lad is still on his trip. So I think I'm part of a Gardic phone thing that I might stream and then do something with later. No, okay, I'm not. Never mind. Ignore me. Ignore. So I will be probably, I'm back in full. I'll probably do some sort of like small stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll find like an ARG or something to check out. I do just miss streaming. As you guys know from Twitter, because 1,300 people saw that tweet, I'm assuming most of you have. My health's not great. It's getting worse in ways that I'm not entirely sure. So I'm gonna be a little bit spread out on streaming for a little bit. I've already announced. I already did all the changes to the Patreon. All of that's up and running. And I'm trying to think. I don't really have a lot of announcements except for I'm back. And maybe this weekend we'll do a special stream. I might just plan it for next week because I have nothing planned. And I have nothing big happening until TwitchCon. The YouTube channel, yeah, it's working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I can only speak for neutral. Yep, we'll do what we can. For those, I did want to say, I appreciate everyone. I said this on Twitter as well, but I appreciate everyone telling me to take a break. Both physically from a bills standpoint and also from because I said this on Twitter, so I did say in my big tweet longer that I need a break, and that is true. I need a break of some sort, but I don't need, I'm gonna take my headphones off actually. So I can't really take a break in any meaningful way, if that makes sense, and that's something that I just am like, it's just whatever. So I'll probably just try to take a bit more breaks in between streams. It's not that. It is not even to do with the Twitch thing. Because, I can't take a lot of... Yes, that's true. Twitch will penalize me for taking a break. But I just mean that... So, because I just wanted to be clear and on the same page with everybody. I'm not going to know anything new about my health that I can deal with for at least another, month or two. And, while my mental is not great because dealing with all of my health stuff is not great, there's not, taking a break wouldn't mean much because I would take a break so that I could compartmentalize all my thoughts, essentially. But I can't compartmentalize my thoughts on things that haven't happened yet. So it would be pointless for me to take a break, because if I took a break, it would be a couple month-long hiatus to get my health figured out. I both physically can't afford to do that because I don't make enough money to do that outside without streaming, because I do need some stream money. I don't need a lot from you guys, but little bits help. That's part of why I'm streaming so much the rest of this month, because I got to make up for the first 2 weeks of the month being really on the down low for that, but it's fine. So it's one of those, I don't necessarily make enough money to take that long of a break. It wouldn't mean anything, because it's I don't need multiple months to deal with these things mentally, but I won't be able to deal with these things for a couple of months at the same time, because again, I can only deal with what I know, and because so much of my health is still up in the air, I don't know how to handle that, and I don't know what's gonna happen, and it's so I don't know. I appreciate you guys telling me to take a break, and it's why I've been doing a bit shorter streams, and I've been resting a lot more, because I can't grind as hard as I usually do, and that's just kind of where I'm at, but I don't intend to take any big, long, sweeping hiatuses or anything. I also don't have any big... So this last 2 weeks that I was dog sitting was the last time you'll have seen me do anything like that, where I'll be gone for more than a day or two at a time. Until October, which is good for you guys. I'll be back to being consistent content until October for TwitchCon, which is good for you. I have a lot of stuff in the works, and we will get there when we get there. But I think that's all I've got to say today. I know it was only 2 hours, but it's just I need to eat dinner and I need to get some rest for the day. I will get my stamina back to streaming more fully, hopefully soon. And I will keep you guys updated when we do the big comeback and stuff. But for now, who are we gonna raid? I didn't have a raid target. I'm gonna probably raid out for tonight. And then I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll try to stream tomorrow. I don't know what we'll do, but I'll figure something out. I'd like to see who's live. Whoops, I need to move myself. But I appreciate you guys a lot. I appreciate everybody in the Discord. The Discord's been a lot more active than it has been, at least from what I've seen. And I like chatting with you guys. I've been trying to pop in more there. It's also where like all my updates are. There's also the patron. There's also all other stuff. Let's see who to raid. Oh, there's the beef. She's yelling again. Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking through. Let's raid. Let's raid Shine. I think this will be good. I don't have really a raid message. Also, thank you guys for all the follows and all the subs from the stream. Thank you guys from Shiki's chat who hung out. I really appreciate seeing you guys. Just go be nice, go be sweet, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Unless something happens, I intend to be streaming tomorrow. Yep, and I will catch you guys later. Alright. Bye-bye, everybody.